Hey guys, Sean C. Phillips here doing a live stream on a Saturday afternoon. I did one last week and people seem to like doing one during the afternoon. The main times that I do them always is Friday nights late, like after 11:30, sometimes till midnight, up till midnight. I would do them on Saturdays and Sundays. I won't be doing one though live streams next weekend, so I wanted to do another one today, and I'll do one tomorrow night as well, late. But next weekend I go to Texas to do that movie Crave. So I go on Thursday, and then I don't come back till really late Sunday night. So I won't be able to do one then. And then on Monday, I'm gonna have to just catch up on watching stuff to any other things I have to watch to review and filming my reviews and all that kind of stuff for that coming Tuesday video. But we'll start going through the questions and everything, guys, and feel free to ask anything you guys would like. And I have links below too for some upcoming projects you guys can check out, like one called Terrortunes 4, which is from Joe Castro, which I'm really excited about that one. And that one I just was cast in about 2 days ago, so that's gonna be really cool. And they have some things on there where you guys can actually get Blu-rays of their original films, the original 3 films, which have never been released before on Blu-ray. So that's really cool. And also Christmas Slasher, that link below is for that one. And that one's really cool because in that one, Dee Wallace was just cast in the movie. Dee Wallace, who's probably most known for playing E.T., Elliot's mother in E.T., but in tons of stuff like, Cujo, as well as just so many different things throughout the years. Most recently in Rob Zombie's 3 from Hell as one of the jail wardens, which I absolutely loved her character in that. But lots of different stuff. But definitely check out all those links below too. But we'll start going through the questions and everything. Someone said, did you get your Back to the Future 4K yet? Yeah, I had a copy, which was a review copy of that coming, but there was like something happened with the package, and it's like sitting at the one station and hasn't moved. So they're like doing a trace on it and everything. But hopefully, if it's lost, I'm sure Universal will resend one and everything. But just a pain because I would have been putting up a unboxing video of the 4K set today. Like I had it all planned. That was going to be like I was going to shoot that today, but it didn't end up coming because of all kind of weird business and everything. But no, I'm sure though I'll end up getting one though. It's just like seems like it's just something big to do with the FedEx, and I've had that happen before with something where something sat at the station for days, never scanned, never moved, and then all of a sudden it was in the East Coast, and it was something that was supposed to be overnighted, and it took 2 weeks to get here because it got shipped to the East Coast and had to get all the way shipped back. It was like this big weird to do thing. Um, let's see. What is MJ going to be for Halloween? I don't know. I haven't talked to him in so long. How'd you get over your sugar cravings? Well, the main thing with me with sugar was soda. That was like the big thing that I drank like crazy. But I switched over to like those like tea powder things. They're kind of hard to get. You used to be able to get them at Walmart. They're like Lipton tea powder, and they're like 5 calories or 10 calories for the whole thing. It's like tea powder packets things. Those are really good. You can still order them on Amazon though, and also those Bao energy like Bao drinks, which are like Bao. I think that's how you say it. They're like the whole bottle is like 10 calories, and they're not bad. They have caffeine in them, so those things I have a lot. Like before I go on the walk, or and like if I need caffeine and stuff like that. But that was the biggest thing with me was a lot of soda. Can you quote a character from People Under the Stairs? You know, like a quote from character under People Under the Stairs. What was the one? Something about that like that bear cub or something like that. And I'm trying to think of like a quote in there. No, now you're burning. There's something about you burn in hell. I forget how exactly it goes. Oh, now you can burn in hell too, something like that. And I see a $2 super chat here from Burke Jones. Thanks so much, Burke Jones, for the $2 super chat. Like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chat donations to the video and the videos on the channel and everything. Huge appreciation for those, and they're a big help to everything. So thanks so much. But Burke Jones says, "Is Terrortunes going to be anything like Evil Tunes?" Evil Tunes was done kind of like a R-rated Roger Rabbit. Is what Evil Tunes was, and like it was like animated. Terrortunes is kind of like a mixture of like you know, um, kind of like practical effects mixed with like digital effects, and it's like crazy, kind of over the top, big characters and stuff like that. So I guess it's like has a similar kind of feel, but not exactly though, because like I said, Evil Tunes is more like was more like Roger Rabbit R-rated, like the way it was done with the animation and stuff. But I would check out the trailer for Evil Tunes. I think on that Indiegogo they have trailers and clips from the film, so you guys can see what they look like and everything. Um, but yeah, it should be pretty cool though. It's got a really cool cast, and you know Joe Castro is an effects artist. Is That's his main thing, is he does effects, and then he's directs as well. But he's like probably, I would say, one of the top notch effects guys, especially for like creatures and gore effects. Like he's really good at that stuff. So it's definitely gonna be very very gory. And I see a $2 super chat here from Peyton Snay, and thanks so much Peyton Snay for the $2 super chat. And Peyton said, "Did you see the trailer for the Witches remake?" I did. Like when I watched that trailer, I was like, oof. I wasn't that impressed with it because like the original movie, like I love that movie. That was like one of my favorite childhood movies. Everything about that movie I like. That like movie inspired me. Like anytime I go to like a hotel, I always like explore the hotel. I don't know. It put that idea in my head as a kid. So anytime I go to a hotel, I always like would walk around and like like peek in rooms and try look in the banquet rooms if I could, and all because of that movie. But the trailer does not look great, and from what I can tell too, it's gonna have like a digital release in like the UK, like where you can like rent it and stream it. But in the US, it's gonna go to HBO Max. So if you have HBO Max, you can watch it on there for free. And luckily enough, I have regular HBO, and if you have regular HBO, you can get HBO Max as well. It's very difficult to set up. I had to figure it all out, but I did that a while ago to watch that Seth Rogen movie with him turning like with the pickle when he was pickled. But I'm definitely gonna watch that Witches remake, but it doesn't look great though. I'm still, like I said, I'll still look at it though. What do you think of the movie Three from Hell, directed by Rob Zombie? I really like that movie. And the only thing that was a shame that Sid Haig wasn't able to be in it more because he wasn't he was very sick and everything when they were shooting, but still was glad that they got him in there for at least a cameo and stuff. Um, you does a proud Friday the 13th box Blu-ray. You does a proud Friday the 13th box set. It was some issues at a boxer. No, I mean there were some issues with some of the discs. I know, like they have like a disc replacement program going on that you can sign up for if you guys got it. So I signed up for that one because it's like something like a piece of sound missing from the uncut version of Jason Goes to Hell, I think, or no, a shot of gore missing from Jason Goes to Hell, and then like there's this I think like a missing piece of sound in Jason X and some of that kind of stuff. And then I think like some of the 3D doesn't work in the opening credits or something like that for the 3D version of you know Friday the 13th Part 3. I think those are the things that I believe. Let's see. What about? Did you watch The Pale Door? I watched The Pale Door. I didn't absolutely love that movie though. It was okay. Hey, is the movie Avengers as good as the hype? I'd never seen it, but I was considered incredible. Yeah, I didn't like the first Avengers as much as I liked the later ones. I thought the first one was kind of like getting the groove together, and the characters kind of weren't as like fleshed out at that point. They didn't know all the characters from that universe as much, and I feel like as they went along, they kind of found the characters a lot more. I don't know. That's what I kind of thought. So I thought they were better as they went along. Like the last Avengers film, I thought was great though. Um, are you looking forward to Wonder Woman 84? No, I can't wait to see that one whenever that comes out. What is the best slasher film that has been released in the last 10 years? The best slasher film in the last 10 years? I don't know. I'm trying to think of what was like a really like a recent slasher film. Um, I have to really think about that. Like in the comments below, guys, list some slasher movies in the last 10 years though. Um, have you met Colin Hanks? No, I've never met Colin Hanks. Hey Sean, always wanted to ask if you use an agent to book acting roles or if you work directly with different crews. No, I've done everything myself. Everything I've done since the beginning has just been me kind of handling everything, contacting producers or people contacting me, and like handling the logistics of it and all that kind of stuff. So no, everything I've done myself. So never have had anyone. I talked to an agent once years ago, right before I moved out here, and there was like I think I did an audition for that agent for a thing called like Blue Mountain State or something like that. Um, and it was kind of like the first time I had ever filmed an audition thing. But then I never heard of that person. I kind of like lost touch because like right when I moved, I don't even know what happened to that guy. I don't know if he's still managing people or not, but I really don't know. Um, Will you make more movie review parodies? Maybe I'll do one again. I mean, like, it has to be for something that I really, really have a good idea for, and that kind of stuff. Because and also the review parodies, they always end up costing a lot of money. So like, because I always have to buy stuff for them, like props and stuff. So I try and pick and choose like what would be the best one and everything. Um, will MJ be a father in the future? Who knows? My Holy Grail YouTube video is the one you posted and deleted. The truth about MJ. Years later, the truth. Oh, that was like the one. I guess it was like talking about like the drive or something like that. I don't even remember. I don't. I think it's gone. Like you said, it's deleted though. Has Ed, and Eddie ever gotten a box set? No, it's never. I don't believe it's ever had a complete series or anything like that. I think there's only ever been like one or two volume sets of that. I think there might even just been one. I think I don't know, but I know there's. As far as I know, there's never been a full collection. Thoughts on Halloween Kills trailer? I thought it looks good. I can't wait till it finally comes out. Um, Best Dracula will be Bram Stoker in 1992. Now that was a very good one. Uh, have you met Dick Miller? Yeah, I met Dick Miller before he passed away, like a year or two before. He was at like I think the Days of the Dead convention in it was actually maybe a couple years before, maybe like 3 or 4 years, but it was at the Days of the Dead convention in Los Angeles, and they're actually having the Days of the Dead right now in Vegas, which would have been kind of cool to have gone to that one, but it was just kind of hard for me to do that now, and then going away next week again and everything. Um, let's see, can you please either film or get Herb to do a tour of his figure and art collection? Maybe sometime. Have you ever met David Lynch? I was at the David Lynch event, like the music of the David Lynch, like films and stuff like that, and TV, but I never got to meet him though. What's your opinion on the Child's Play remake with Mark Hamill as Chucky? Yeah, a lot of people didn't like that one, but I really did. I really liked that one a lot. Have you seen any of the Robert the Doll movies? I've never watched those movies. Hey Sean, this is my first live stream I've been able to join. I wanted to ask, do you enjoy the Purge movies? If so, what is your favorite? No, I like the Purge movies. I think that the first one is the best, and then probably like um, the most recent one was actually pretty interesting though. But I like the one with the guy who had like the white mask that was like I don't remember which one that was. But that one, I remember there was like the guy like became like the front of the movie, the face of the film, that particular film, and he was just kind of an extra in the movie, but then he kind of became like the on the poster and all that kind of stuff. Um, let's see, have you met Jesse Ventura? No, I never met Jesse Ventura. Um, did you like the Jason Goes? Did you like Jason Goes to Hell? I haven't watched that one in forever, but I remember liking it though. Who's your favorite actor of all time? Probably was I would say like John Candy. Passed away many years ago. But I would say probably John Candy, for when it comes to the movies and everything that he did, I love so much. Or just more videos with Herb in general. Maybe I can hopefully get Herb in some videos coming up and stuff like that. Um, it sucks they are making Resident Evil. Yeah, I think they're making like a Resident Evil series or something like that. Um, or remaking. Oh yeah, I think they are remaking it. I believe. What's up, Coolder? To watch a live stream earlier. What are your thoughts on the new Batman movie, and what are some movies out there I really should check out? Um, the new Batman movie, the Batman, that I thought it looked good from the trailer that I saw. I'm really looking forward though to the new Spider-Man because they're gonna have apparently Tobey Maguire is gonna be back in there along with Andrew Garfield, and it's gonna be like a crossover like multiverse thing, which I think that'd actually be really cool to see. Did you see the Monster Hunter trailer? Yeah, I watched that one. Hey, this is it, Sean. You're breaking big break in TV. Watching you since 2008, back before I left the UK for the US. It's been a wild ride. Well, thanks so much, Snack Salmon, for watching for so many years now. I appreciate that. Watching Scream 2 and hype of Scream 5. Congratulations on your movie. Well, thanks so much, Jacob. Thoughts on Black Christmas? Yeah, I've liked all the Black Christmas. The original film from the 70s, and then the remake one, which was like I think it was like 2008. Was it? No, I think it was actually 2006. Let me see when that was. It was like Black Xmas is what it was under. 2006, yeah. So it's 2006. Oh, with Michelle Trachtenberg. I always say her name wrong, but I thought I liked that one. Wasn't great. And then the most recent one, I like Imogen Poots, so like I thought she would like I watched it mainly for her. It wasn't great, but it was watchable though. Let's see, where was trying to make sure I don't miss anything. Um, have you seen? I talked about that one. Have you seen any of the Robert Duvall films? I talked about that one. Thoughts on Queen and Slim? I thought Queen and Slim was all right. I didn't like absolutely love it though. Any chance on making peace with the unmentionable one? If you mean with MJ, no, I mean MJ. When we talked about a year and a half ago, everything was fine, so we kind of everything was cool with us. If you mean the other person with that person, no, we're going our own way. Um, let's see. Do you still own the old tin version of Friday the 13th collection? Yeah, I kept all those. So I have the with Friday the 13th, I have the tin, the Blu-ray tin from Warner Brothers from years back. I have the original like collection of the DVDs, with like Jason on the front. I don't have the one that comes with the mask though. That's the one I kind of wish I got years ago. And then I have the newest one. And I see some super chats here. I see a $2 super chat here from Silhouetted Animator. Thanks so much, Silhouetted Animator, for the $2 super chat. And like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chats. I really appreciate them. The 90s Swamp Thing show needs a re-release on DVD. Yeah, Scream Factory, our Shout Factory released. I believe I think they put out the whole series of it. I don't know for sure though. I think there was 2 volumes of it that they put out. But I agree though, they definitely should do like a full collection. I keep on hoping too, like I could see that maybe coming out from like maybe like Mill Creek. I keep on hoping too that like Mill Creek or somebody like that will go and release the full series of Fantasy Island, because Shout Factory started releasing that and only put out like the first 3 or 4 seasons, but I wish they put out the other ones of that. It's always such a shame though with certain shows, they start releasing it, and they don't finish it. They did that with Lucy or with the Blu-rays of that. They did that with you know I don't know if they released all the seasons even of Happy Days. I don't know for sure. I don't think they might have some of the really late ones. So that's always a shame, is when things start to come out and then they stop. And I see a $2 super chat here from Burke Jones. And thanks so much, Burke Jones, for the $2 super chat. Have you seen the 1987 film The Barbarians? I don't think I did. I know I saw like the new Barbarians and a couple of those ones, but I don't think I saw the 1987 one, though. I don't believe so. Um, let's see. Favorite David Lynch movie? Probably Wild at Heart. And then I have probably with Wild at Heart, and then maybe Blue Velvet. But I really like Wild at Heart a lot. Do you have a favorite porn star? I don't know a lot of new porn stars. Like I really don't. Like I used to like Jesse James, but from years back. But like I don't really know anybody like new anymore. Let's see. Have you seen the 1997 horror movie The Relic? Yeah, the Relic is a great movie. That set at that museum. That's actually a very creepy film. 24 movies to watch to understand the Avengers movie. Yeah, there's a lot of movies that are like the spin-offs and all that kind of stuff. Does anyone know if MJ moved to Texas? I don't know. I mean, last I remember he was going to Colorado. That's what I remember last hearing, but I don't know where he is now. What's your favorite film of all time? Probably at least one of my favorite ones to watch is Pee-wee's Big Adventure, just because I've watched that so many times. Favorite Robert De Niro movie? Definitely, I would say Taxi Driver. And then I think Taxi Driver is probably, I would say, is the top favorite of his. Thoughts on Double Impact? I don't think I watched Double Impact. Child's Play 2019. Yeah, I like that. I know, I think I liked it a lot more because I like Aubrey Plaza, but it's kind of funny with her playing a mother. For some reason, it's hard to imagine her as a mother because, like, just the way she acts as it is. But I liked it, though. Can you make peace with B, the unmentionable? You mean, oh yeah, you mean B? No, not with that person. It looks like MJ moved. Yeah, I don't like I said, I have no idea for sure. I wish I knew. I would love to hear from him again at some point. Thoughts on the mess up when the Friday the 13th set? I see plenty of YouTube creators defending brand. I don't know. Like I don't know. You never know how those things happen. Sometimes if there's something so like small, sometimes people don't even notice that kind of stuff. But yeah, at least there's going to be replacement discs and everything like that for it. And I think they're going to go out in November. I signed up for the replacement thing. I was having a hard time doing the image. You have to like attach an image to your receipt. But luckily enough, I still had that and everything, because I always keep my emails and stuff just to be safe. And I see a $2 super chat here from Burke Jones. Thanks so much, Burke Jones, for the $2 super chat. Have you seen the Friday the 13th TV series? Yeah, I have seen that series. I always kind of like wish it was more like a typical anthology series where it would follow like an item and followed different people, and it still kind of followed more of like the people in the store and wasn't as much of an anthology series. So it was kind of okay, but like I only ever watched like a couple episodes of it. I didn't remember liking it that much. I need to give it another chance again at some point. I do really wish, Burke, that they would put out the Freddy's Nightmares on like a legitimate release, because I feel like that'd be a really cool anthology one. And even if the picture quality is kind of crap on it, because I don't think they have the good masters of them anymore, from what I've heard, I'd still just like to have like a cool release of it. And I'm sure Robert Englund would do like a commentary on an episode or two or something like that, or an interview. Like it's surprising, like some of those things that don't get released. How long will you be live? Probably like an hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes or so. Love the hacked poster in the back. Oh yeah, I have that one put up. That one, any of you guys who ordered Hacked should be getting the DVD and or the Blu-ray of that one soon, I believe. Can you do your Don voice? I don't know. I have to practice. I don't want to do the voice and do it bad. I do. I'm sure I can do it again though. And I see a $2 super chat here from Captain Mushface. Thanks so much, Captain Mushface, for the $2 super chat donation. Like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chats. Really appreciate them very much, and they're a big help to the channel and the video, so thanks again. And Captain Mushface said, how do I hire you to do a voice in my cartoon? Well, you can definitely message me on either like Facebook or Instagram. Instagram is usually like the best place, I would say, because it's easier to see this stuff. Because sometimes with Facebook, if you're not friends with somebody, the messages kind of get hidden away, and sometimes you don't know when they come through. It's a real pain with that. I miss when YouTube though used to have a message thing on it, so people could contact you and you would have a section of messages. They got rid of that a couple years ago, but I used to like that. It was a really easy way to contact people. But yeah, I would say just message me either on Facebook or on Instagram, or even you even could follow me on Twitter, and then like tweet to me and then say follow me back, and then then you can direct message me there. Um, what are some of your favorite movies starring Kevin Spacey? Well, Kevin Spacey though has become someone who was canceled because of all the things that he did, but I still always love Swimming with Sharks and American Beauty, especially American Beauty. Like I because American Beauty is a really good movie though. I haven't watched it in years, but I remember how much I loved that though when that first came out. Out of the Spielberg movies, which is your favorite? Probably Jurassic Park is probably my top favorite. Hey Duder, are you looking forward to Borat 2? Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch that one. I think it goes on there pretty soon on Amazon Prime, I believe. Hey buddy, I just wanted to say thank you for being the best YouTuber of all time. Well, thanks so much, Chaz. Do you prefer Adam Sandler's pre-click movies or post-click movies? I like a lot of the new ones lately. Like I liked Hubie Halloween. I thought was funny, but my favorite still is like one of his first movies, or pretty much first movie that he did on his own. It was Billy Madison. Like still to this day, that's like my favorite, just because it's so goofy, and it kind of set the whole tone of like his future movies. Let's see, where was that now? Trying to make sure I don't miss anything. Who is the guy in the picture on your wall? It looks like kind of like Harry Styles. Um, that's a David Lynch picture there. Um, what happened to MJ? Like he moved, away. Um, Burke Jones, and I see a $2 super chat. Because I moved from Maryland to San Diego, and then he stayed there, and then he moved to other places and stuff like that. And then he was going to come out here about a year and a half ago, and then he couldn't find a place, and all this weird stuff happened. And I see a $2 super chat from Burke Jones. Favorite movie, and thanks so much, Burke Jones, for the $2 super chat. Favorite movie with a female killer. One that comes to mind, a single white female. That's one that I think of. And then, of course, like the Sleepaway Camp films. So those are ones. Like I definitely the Sleepaway Camp movies. And I like all of them though. Like, and I even like Return to Sleepaway Camp, which I know some people didn't like. I like appreciated that movie more in the years after that, and how like quirky and much it really felt like this like lost '80s movie. It was kind of filmed in the '80s, put in a box, and then they just like released it. That's what it kind of felt like. What is your favorite fruit or vegetable? With fruit, probably apples and strawberries. With vegetable, like carrots, potatoes, and that kind of stuff. Um, but probably carrots, and then broccoli, cauliflower. I pretty much eat everything vegetable wise. Some people like, or even Brussels sprouts. I don't mind. Did you like Escape Room from last year? I like that movie. I'm definitely looking forward to the sequel to that. I just watched Bloodstorm: Nazis at the Center of the Earth in the States. Have you seen it? I think I did a review of that one. I believe so. Did you like Escape Room from I talk about that. Have you met Clive Barker? I've seen him at a convention. I've never gotten to meet him though. What's your favorite Scorsese film? Like I was talking about earlier, probably Taxi Driver. Cooter, you are the best YouTuber. Well, thanks so much. Thanks for the great video. Greets from Scotland. What is your favorite? I talked about that. Um, what's your favorite movies growing up? Like the one I was talking about earlier, The Witches is one I watch all the time growing up. I watched the Bill and Ted films. I loved Troll 2. I mean, like I was actually an early watcher of Troll 2. I loved the Willies. That was one I watched so often. Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Big Top Pee-wee. Those were some of the ones that I watched all the time. Then I used to watch certain like kids things like Popples and like the live action Popples. I loved like as a kid. I watched that so many times. Same with the My Pet Monster live action. Like I watched that like a crazy person. And I see a $2 super chat here from Burke Jones, and Burke said my favorite female killer movie is Curtains. Yeah, Curtains. That's a great movie. You don't hear about too often, but if any of you guys have never watched Curtains, that one is a great one. And thanks so much, Burke, for the super chats. Um, I like Queen and Slim. Like I said, for some reason, I just couldn't get into it that much. What are some of your favorite movies starring John Malkovich? I liked him in was he in Mr. Bean's Holiday? But I loved him in Being John Malkovich is the one that I always think of. And I like the one that he did too. That Paul Schrader directed a couple years back. I can't remember what it was called, but it was a pretty cool one too. I purchased a new laptop with Acer Nitro. How do I turn on the Alexa? Do you know? No, I don't know. I've never used Alexa or any of that stuff, so I don't know. They should not have called it a remake. Why expect to see Billy? Instead, you get all the supernatural stuff. Best Kurt Russell performance in your opinion? I really like that movie that he was in that never came to Blu-ray, which I'm hoping comes to Blu-ray since Paramount has been releasing a lot of stuff on Blu-ray lately. Catalog titles is a movie called Breakdown. That was one that I always really liked that you don't hear about too much. MC Gainey was in that one, so that's a really cool one. If you guys have never seen that though, I bet whatever happened to swap meet surgery came back and disappeared. He's one of those kind of people that like does that. He comes back, disappears. Some of those people are totally like that. Especially with some YouTubers, they kind of come back, they kind of like start doing videos again, and then vanish. You know what I mean? Because it's a weird thing like with YouTube. Because some people just like come and go. Like with me, I've like stuck with it forever though. Like I like kind of started in like 2006 or 7, and then like never stopped. And that's what's so weird when I think about with me. Like since like 2008, I've never really watched anything that I never review. That's what's so weird for me to think about. It's like pretty much like everything I've watched for the most part I review. There are some stuff that because like especially now if I get something that I personally pick up, I don't usually I talk about it sometimes, but I mainly stick to the stuff that I get to review. But for the most part, I mean pretty much everything has been reviewed. And I see a $2 super chat here from AIB. Thanks so much, AIB, for the $2 super chat donation. Like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chats. Really appreciate them. A huge help to the channel and the video, so thanks again. But Al B said, me and my fiance's favorite film is Mrs. Doubtfire. Now, that's one of my favorites as well. Like, that's when I watched that again on the plane. A lot of times when I'm on the plane, I have to, since I don't like flying too much, especially when it's a long flight. It's fine. I'm glad to be doing stuff, so I'm fine to fly. But I get like nervous and stuff, and sometimes with the mask now, so I have to kind of put like stuff that kind of chills me out. So I was watching Mrs. Doubtfire on the plane like 2 weeks ago. I also watched Tootsie, but Mrs. Doubtfire is a great movie. Like I've watched that movie. I feel like that's a movie that I probably watch at least once or twice, no matter what, every year. Like it's like there's certain movies that are like that I've watched so many times. And Mrs. Doubtfire is one of those kind of movies too, where you feel like you live in the film. You know what I mean? Like you feel like it's so, you get so involved in that film, and like there's movies that are like that really work, and you just get so invested in it. You feel like you're like living in that movie. Not every movie is like that. Some movies are like a task to get through, and you're like, oh God. But Mrs. Doubtfire is not like that. Mrs. Doubtfire is like, in my opinion, like a perfect movie. That's why I hope they never remake that. And I'm sure they're talking about it or something. But that's one I would just, I feel like who could do that but Ron Williams. Do you have a favorite Dirty Harry film? I never really watched those movies. Can you shout out my friend Leo Thomas Higgins? Well, thanks, for watching Leo Thomas Higgins. What is your favorite Halloween movie? Out of the Halloween series, I really like the third one, even though I know people, some people really dislike it though. Did you like Hubby Halloween or Hubie Halloween? I did. I thought that was actually very good. Thoughts on Mask of the Phantasm? I think that was one of the first Batman movies I remember seeing, like of the animated ones. But I remember really liking that one. Let's see. Um, I see a 6.99 super chat here from Wes Hennenberry. Thanks so much, Wes Hennenberry, for the 6.99 super chat. And Wes said, "Thanks for the entertainment. Keep up the positive vibes." Well, thanks so much, Wes. And like I said, I really appreciate the support and thanks so much for watching and everything. But like I said, and if you have any questions or anything, Wes, definitely post them to the side and stuff like that. But thanks so much for the super chat. Let's see. Favorite LGBT slasher? There was one called B&B, which is oh no, Knife and Heart. Knife and Heart is a really great LGBTQ slasher film, and that actually stars Johnny Depp's ex-wife is in that movie, and I didn't even know that's who it was. And so Lily Rose Depp is that's her mother. But that was a really cool movie, and M83 did the music in it, so that was a really cool one. Is Eric Roberts a nice guy? No, he was really cool. I'm going to see him more on November 7th as we have a whole bunch of other scenes to shoot for the Alien Vampire Busters movie. So I'm going to see him more then. But no, he was a very cool guy. And I had met him before once, and I didn't really know who he was too well at that point for some reason. I don't know why. I met him on All American Christmas Carol. That was one that I just had this really quick role in it. As like I originally had a big role in it, but then like there was a casting thing, and then I ended up having this small little like quick thing. But I saw Eric Roberts there, and he's like, "How's it going, brother?" I said, "Oh, it's going good. That's good to hear, brother." But he was cool though. Like I said, that was the first time I had met him. Then I saw him at some conventions and stuff. Um, but he was somebody that I had always, especially in the last like 6 years or so, I have watched so many of his movies. So I've kind of discovered a lot of like really cool ones. Like The Ambulance is probably one of my favorite of his. I really like that movie. Have you watched this Creepshow series on Shudder? Yeah, I actually got Shudder the first time to watch that, and I have the Blu-ray of that set as well. I'm definitely going to probably get Shudder again. Um, I want to watch more Joe Bob Briggs stuff, so I'll probably get it again in another month or so. I wish like I could watch it on the plane. Like on the plane though, you have to pay like for the internet, which is a pain. Like if you want to get the Wi-Fi on the plane, you have to pay like I think like $20 for the day or something, which isn't terrible, but is then I could kind of watch stuff because like the movies that they have on the plane, they used to have like a built-in screen. Now you have to use your phone, but which is a pain is you drain your battery bad because you can't. You have to plug the headphones into the thing because you know that iPhones now don't have this headphone slot thing, so you can't be charging your phone while you're watching it. So then like it drains the batteries. It's an awkward thing, that system. I watched a full day's worth of full moon videos in a row. Now I've died. Yeah, Full Moon does a lot of great stuff though. Ouija's the one that I did with Full Moon, where I have a cameo in. I think that just came out on Tuesday. I should be getting a copy of that one soon, but I believe copies of that one have started going out to people who have ordered it. It's very iconic how you discussed how you met Coachella Farrell a couple live streams ago. Just passed away. No, I know. I heard she just passed away. She was very cool, and like I said, I met her. She was like in Berta in Two and a Half Men, and I met her and her husband years ago with my whole family was like at the ArcLight in Hollywood, and we got there like 45 minutes early or something. So we sat there with her for probably about 30-40 minutes, just kind of talking about all sorts of just random stuff, not even like movie stuff, just kind of like life things and everything. She was very cool. It was one of those kind of things where it was like you made a friend for life because it wasn't like just like small talk. It was like all these discussions. I always remember that. It was like a kind of a cool thing. She was very down to earth. And I see a 99-cent super chat here from First Class Horror. There's no question here from them, but thanks so much, First Class Horror, for the 99 cents super chat. Like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chats. Really appreciate them. They're a huge help to the video, so thanks again. And I see a $5 super chat from Burke Jones. And thanks so much, Burke Jones, for the $5 super chat. And Burke says, I love horror comedy. A friend told me horror has to be serious and not funny at all. What are your thoughts? Yes, some people really hate horror films that have comedy aspects. To me, I feel like horror comedies are usually the ones that are the most memorable and the ones that like kind of like you revisit more. Because some of the straightforward slasher films that have zero comedy, or like some of the possession movies that are real serious, you don't watch them as often, I don't think. Like horror comedies, some of them, like there's been some of them that I have watched throughout the years so many times. Like, and I like when you put humor and stuff. Like Return of the Living Dead has a lot of humor. Dawn of the Dead has a little bit of humor mixed in, like just a little bit, in a couple spots. And then some kind of goofy stuff. I like that. I like horror comedy. So I know some people don't like them, Burke, but I always really like them. Imagine having car issues. It's very iconic. What do you think of Black Friday will be this year? Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen with that. If there's any kind of sales, like if they do something on Friday itself or something, I'll definitely, go and like, film something. Like it sucks. I would love to do, a video on Black Friday. I don't know if there's anything like really good sales online. Maybe I'll make some kind of a video online showing this stuff. But it's gonna suck though, because I those are my some of my favorite videos to do is the Black Friday ones. Same with Comic Con. So not doing Comic Con this year really sucked. Um, what's the fullest you've ever been? Like the fullest I've ever been, maybe when I was at like one of those like buffets with MJ back in the day. Rank the three Austin Powers films released from 1997 to 2002, from one being the best and number three being the worst. I think my favorite one is Austin Powers: The Spy Who Shagged Me, and then probably Austin Powers: Gold Member, and then the original Austin Powers, because I love Vern Troyer, and like I liked when he became in the films. I felt like they got to me funnier as they went along. The first one is still a great movie, but I feel like it didn't totally find its full groove of everything yet. And it was a much smaller, very, very low budget film that kind of got a lot of attention, on video. It didn't do well in theaters at all, as I remember. I don't even think I saw it in theaters. I think it kind of came and went, but then it did amazing on VHS. So I think that was, I believe that was how I first saw it, and then it became like this phenomenon. And that was kind of what happened with Office Space. Office Space did really bad in theaters. Nobody saw it, and then it became like one of the top like 100 comedies of all time, and like the top films to see before you die kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's always funny how things like that happen with certain movies, how they get discovered later. Are you a fan of the movies like Ernest Goes to Camp? No, I love the Ernest Goes to Camp movies and the Ernest films. Like I would love if Shout Factory would do like an Ernest box set and get like the director and some of the actors to come and talk about it. And they've got like outtakes and they've got deleted scenes, and I'm sure stuff exists. So it'd be really cool if they would do like a box set like that, like a really cool, like a Friday the 13th, like they did box set for the Ernest movies. And they could do it really limited. They could limit it to like 5,000 copies or less, and see. And I think it would sell. I think people would like that with really cool artwork, and get the people to come back and talk about it. I don't know. I think that'd be really cool. Um, who played the best Joker? I always liked Jack Nicholson, but I think Heath Ledger was a little bit stronger, but still Jack Nicholson was a little bit more memorable. Um, been watching your videos for over 10 years now. I just want to say thanks for the entertainment. Well, thanks so much for watching for 10 years, for over 10 years, AJ. Thoughts on City Slickers? I love those movies. I kind of like the second one a little bit better, though. Hey, Sean, did you like the first part of Never Hike in the Snow? I still have to watch that one. I'm definitely going to check that out, though. Hey, Sean, have you ever been Chucky, Freddy, or Jason for Halloween? Um, I had like I think as a kid like a really bad crappy Freddy mask, and I actually think I had a Chucky mask as well. I never did it for Halloween. I don't know. I can't remember. Like I stopped trick or treating so young, like probably in the fifth grade, because people used to think I was so big because I looked so big, and they thought I was like an older guy doing it. So yeah, but I don't think I ever was them for Halloween though. Thoughts on Rent? The Rent movie I thought was really good. Do you have an IMDb page? Yeah, if you want to see my IMDb, just search Sean Shawn, then the letter C, and then Phillips Phillips. Do you watch Survivor? I watched Survivor back in the day, like back when it was brand new. I probably watched like the first maybe 4 seasons, and then I haven't watched it in years. Like I sometimes I should just buy like a season,
of one of those later ones and just watch them, just to see what they're like. Because like I said, I have not watched them in forever, but I used to really I was really into that stuff like back when it was brand new. I watched that. I watched Amazing Race. Nowadays, I watch like more like weird cooking shows, like Carnival Eats, and those kind of things. I like those kind of things a little bit more. On Sunday, though, Supermarket Sweep comes back with Leslie Jones, which I cannot wait to see that because that was a show as a kid. I watched that and Shop Till You Drop all the time. Have you got Halloween Scooby Doo DVD? Yeah, I think I reviewed that one like last week or the week before. One of those ones. I don't remember which one for sure though. Um, is it difficult? Let me see. Let me see. Where was I? Do you like the real Ghostbusters? Favorite animation? I think this is where I was. What do you think about the movie President's Day? No, that was probably one of my favorite movies that I've done throughout the years. And Dead Meat James, he talked about that one. So if you guys want to see clips of President's Day, Dead Meat James did a video about that one. And I see a $2 super chat here from Burke Jones. Thanks so much, Burke Jones, for this $2 super chat. And Bert says, do you remember the show L.A. Inc.? Yeah, with Kat Von D. I remember back in the day, we went to, when we were watching that, we went to the tattoo studio to like, see what it looked like. And it was a real small place. I think it was right next to like a Ralph's Market in down in LA, kind of like a block or two away from Meba Records. But I remember like looking at that back when the show was on the air. But I haven't watched that, rewatched that or anything like that in years. But back in the day, I watched that though. Um, um, let's see. Listening why unpacking. I just moved to a new house. Well, I hope the move went well. Did you watch the show Louie? I never watched that one. What are some of your favorite James Bond films? The only ones that I really followed were the Pierce Brosnan ones. What are some of your favorite animation movies? One that I always love that I know some people either love it or don't is Bebe's Kids. Like that's one of the ones I always really love that movie. Um, I always remember too, like the Chipmunk Adventures. That was one of my favorite ones. Those are ones that I always kind of think of a lot. Have you ever watched 24 with Kiefer Sutherland? I never watched that. I got the Happy Happy Joy Joy Blu-ray coming in the mail. Just curious if it's awesome. No, that's a good documentary. It kind of goes in a different direction. More like near the last 30 minutes, kind of about John Kay and the stuff with him, accusations and everything, and things that he was involved in. So it's kind of weird that it goes in a different way. But it's really well done though. They interview a lot of people who were involved in the show and like I said, like the voice people, a lot of people. So it was a pretty good documentary though. Have you ever any word on the documentary about physical media? Yeah, the documentary on physical media, Tony. From what I heard, it was finished and it's been edited, and now it's getting sent to like people to consider it for distribution. But I'll let you know, when it releases and all that kind of stuff. Will you ever see MJ again? Hopefully, sometime. I'd love to see him again. Can you do your ass stinks line impression from Return to Sleepaway Camp? It's like your ass stinks, and I don't know, something like that. Have you seen Three Fugitives? Yeah, Three Fugitives was a fun movie. Have you ever watched Never Hike in the Snow? I haven't watched that one yet. Favorite David Cronenberg movie? Probably The Fly. It's like I really like that one. What was your least favorite movie to work on? Least favorite movie? I'm trying to think of like what one that I did not like. Um, I don't know. Like I don't know which one that I didn't. I don't know. I really don't know what was like the least favorite one that I can think of. Hey Beavis, you said he loves the Willies. Um, my favorite David Cronenberg movie, A History of Violence. So that's one I need to watch again. Actually, it was William Dafoe in Mr. Bean's Holiday. Oh yeah, William Dafoe. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I always mix that up. I really wanted to see Curtains. All I know is it's about a weird old lady wearing a mask ice skating. Yeah, the Curtains is very cool. Um, Granted, you just made someone's Alexa go off. Probably, yeah, saying, "Hey Alexa, is it difficult for you to deal with your relationship with food since you lost weight? How do you deal with temptations?" Well, I think it's like a struggle, all that kind of stuff forever. I think it's something you're always going to have to be alert, paying attention to. You always have to be paying attention to what you're eating and all that kind of stuff. So it's something that kind of like always kind of is always around. You know what I mean? That I don't think you can really ever get away from. But kind of you just have to find a habit of what you eat and kind of know and kind of plan ahead and all that kind of stuff. And I see a $5 super chat from Burke Jones. Thanks so much, Burke Jones, for the super chats today. And like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chat donations. I appreciate them very much. And Burke says, "Do you remember the cooking show Two Fat Ladies? Sadly, they both passed away." No, Two Fat Ladies was one of the earliest that I remember cooking shows that I remember watching. And I remember kind of obsessing with that show because they were just it was I loved the way it was put together because it was kind of like the characters that would go on this like motorbike thing that had like a tandem bike motorbike motorcycle, and then they would kind of go to certain locations. They would like cook for nuns and cook for all these kind of different types, and they would get there and they would go and like search in the woods for mushrooms and like, "Oh, Johnny, be careful, don't fall down, don't trip." It was, I don't know, I love Two Fat Ladies. If you guys have never seen that show, that's probably one of the best cooking shows of all time. Even though nothing they made I ever really wanted to eat, I always looked at the stuff and I'm like, "Oh, this is kind of weird food," but I like watching them make it and I like the way they described it. Um, what is your favorite John Carpenter film? The one that I really like is They Live. Do you remember the show Kilimanjaro? Tomorrow on VHS? And I don't know that one. What is your least favorite movie of all time? I don't know. The one that I always remember really disliking was The Family Man for some reason. Um, do you miss Zany Brainy Toy Story? Yeah, that was a cool store. Thoughts on Hubie Halloween? I talked about that a little earlier, but no, I thought that was a really fun movie. Very goofy, but fun movie. How was the set on President's Day? One of your favorite movies? No, the set on President's Day when I did that one, that was so early on for me. Like, so I hardly remember everything on it, but I do remember like because I think I went there like 3 different times to film stuff on it, like 2 different days for the main school stuff, and then one day for like the scene of me getting killed. But I remember it being good though. I remember like eating like McDonald's or something. Right before I got killed, like in the hallway, it was cool. It was cool too because it was filmed in a real school. It was like kind of like an abandoned school that had just closed. Um, do you work on acting classes and improv, etc.? I kind of like with improv, I got really lucky because I learned a lot about that by just doing it because I did like the Donna Murph series for years, from like 2004 to 2010, and most of that was improvised, like especially when we'd sit at the desk. So I kind of am pretty good with improvising like that. Some people cannot do that, but that I'm sometimes even better at, I think, than regular acting is with improvising. With classes, though, I've never really done any classes. I've just kind of done it by doing. You know what I mean? Um, Thanks for reading it. Love to hear your opinion. Hey, Sean, how's it going, brother? Good, doing good, Dougie Fresh. Just came from Big Lots. They had a decent Descent set. Oh, that's cool. What do you think about Play Dead and Liquid Sky? Yeah, I don't remember Play Dead, but Liquid Sky is a really trippy, weird movie. Thoughts on The Fugitive? I haven't watched that forever, but I remember like I'm looking for a one-armed man. Um, who would win in a fight, Dracula or Carnage? Probably Carnage, I would think. I'm getting the Saw movies tomorrow. Now those are really fun movies. I can't wait to see Spiral whenever that one releases. Do you really like Spike Jones' music group? Spike Jones Music? I didn't know he did any music. Are you on Letterboxd? It's a social network for movie buffs where they can track what you watch. I've never really got on there. I really should though. Can you sing the Donna Murph theme song? I didn't sing that one to begin with. This one guy and his friend did it, which is a really great theme song. Favorite vampire film? Mine is From Dusk Till Dawn. Probably it's like a tie with me with Near Dark and Lost Boys. And sometimes I would think I like Lost Boys more, but then sometimes like Near Dark is so atmospheric that I think it's really a tie between both of those. Um, um, what are your thoughts on Where the Wild Things Are? Like the movie, I thought that was okay. It's one of those things I watched once and never watched it again, though. Hey, Sean, big fan of your DVD reviews. I never miss a DVD Tuesday. Well, I appreciate you checking them out every week. Um, did the Monster Box Set TV show? Did the Monster Box Set TV showing on a print DVD Build-A-Bear? I don't know what you mean. Did you see Revenge of the Nerds 3 and 4? Yeah, I've seen all the Revenge of the Nerds 1. What's your dream project to work on? Um, I would love like now to work on something that Blumhouse did. That's like a company that I would like love to work with. Blumhouse, and then I'd also like to do a Lifetime movie because like that to me would be, especially if I played like a weird, like kind of like pervy neighbor or some strange oddball son or something. Like to me that would be interesting. Something like that. How do you like the movie People Under the Stairs? That's one of my favorites. I've watched that movie so many times. Um, Rank the three Friday films released from 1995 to 2003. I think those ones will probably be in the order they were in, because I think the later ones were still fun, but the original one I really like though. Have you seen the movie No One Lives? It's a great revenge slasher. Yeah, No One Lives. Hardly anyone talks about that, but that was very good. Could you bring back Don and Murph, but have Booger Boy Meister as Don? Well, if I ever brought it back, I'd still be Don. It'd be like I wouldn't be would be heavy, um, but no, Booger Boy Meister would be cool though. I always loved his videos back in the day. I'm going to see War with Grandpa. Yeah, that's the one movie that I kind of would love to see right now. But I'll just wait till it comes out to Blu-ray though. What do you think about Rambo 5? I liked Rambo 5 a lot. Like it was kind of like a R-rated, intense, like Home Alone kind of movie or something. What's your favorite horror movie? Probably like Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead. Um, Thoughts on Bill Clinton? I always thought he was fine, like back when he was president. Like I remember him like really well, like with the saxophone and all that stuff. Thoughts on Amityville Horror? I love those series of films. Um, what do you think about Chupacabra Terror, the film that took place on a boat? Yeah, I remember liking that. It was like on a cruise ship. Um, is it difficult for you to deal with your relation with food? I talked about that. Chris Farley was a comedy legend. Yeah, Chris Farley was always great. He was great. Same with John Candy. Um, Thoughts on the horror film Savage Harvest? I don't think I ever saw that one. Favorite science fiction film? Probably the Alien films, and then Event Horizon. Do you remember the film Cemetery Man? Yeah, Cemetery Man. That's one I cannot believe in the U.S. has never had a Blu-ray release. Um, let's see. John Belushi was a comedy legend, Animal House and Saturday Night Live. Yeah, I also liked John Belushi in the movie Neighbors. How many Criterions do you own, and what is your favorite release from them? Um, I think probably at least like 30, 40 of them. But I loved recently, um, probably Polyester is one of the recent ones that they put out that I was really glad they released. I keep on hoping to put John Waters' other movie, Pecker, because that one's never come to Blu-ray. I also really liked Carnival of Souls, Blowout. Those are some of the ones that come to mind. Thoughts on Ice Cream Man? Yeah, both of those, because there's two movies called Ice Cream Man. One was Ice Cream Man and one was Mr. Ice Cream Man. Both of them are great though. I can't wait to see War with Grandpa tomorrow. Have you seen War with Grandpa? No, I haven't seen it. I haven't been in the movies since March. I know they're kind of open though, but some are closed, some are open. But I don't know the thing about being in a space like that. I just don't know. I know some theaters they have a thing where you can rent the whole theater for like $100 if you go with like a couple people. So if you went with like, because each ticket normally is like $15, so it would have to be like something you really wanted to do. Um, as you know, in the theaters, people would probably take the mask off the second they go in, so it's kind of like has like a risky kind of feel to it. What is your opinion on the movie Airplane? That's a great, physical comedy kind of parody film. Office Space is amazing. No, I've always loved Office Space. Are you a fan of the show Beanie and Cecil? I don't really remember that one too much. Do you do you feel that when you order off eBay, they ship it more secure than Amazon? I don't know. I mean, Amazon, I've never had any major problems. I mean, like, even when I've ordered from sellers, I don't think I've ever had anything not come. And I know, like, if something didn't come from Amazon, they would reimburse it and stuff like that. Do you know the Italian comedy duo Bud Spencer and Terrence Hill? No, I don't know them. Thoughts on the Underworld series? I never really watched those movies. I ranked the three Rugrats animated films. I only ever no, I think I saw them. I saw Rugrats, the movie Rugrats in Paris, and then the Rugrats and the Wild Thornberries. But probably another ones that would be in that order. The original Rugrats movie though, I haven't watched that again since it was probably came to DVD or VHS or whatever. Because I remember it kind of came out when I was in middle school, and I remember I was like having like a lot of like problems in school and wasn't didn't really, I don't know, I just had a lot of problems. And I remember that Rugrats movie always kind of reminds me of middle school really bad. Like certain movies kind of remind you of that. Let's see. So that's like I said, I don't really watch that one too much. Let's see, just making sure I don't miss anything. Thoughts on the Days of Thunder, Harrison Ford. Um, where was I now? Yeah, here's where I was. Thoughts on the 8 films to die for, Penny Dreadful with Michael Berryman and Frontier. 8 films to die for. The 8 films, I remember really loving that series when those first came out. When they were releasing those ones. I talked about that. Um, Thoughts on the Leprechaun series. I love those movies. I even like the new one a lot. I didn't like that Leprechaun Legacy one or Leprechaun, the one that was like the WWE one. I didn't like that one very much though. Do you have the new beautiful Miami Vice box set released by Coach Films in Germany? No, I don't have that one. I have the Miami Vice one from Mill Creek though. Well, I watched your channel since 1997. It's crazy. Well, thanks so much for watching for so many years now. Thoughts on Born on the 4th of July? I need to watch that. Someone asked too about The Perfection on Netflix. That's another one that I have got to watch. Favorite Harrison Ford movie? One where it was like him as like the star. I always kind of like though the one on the Air Force One when it was like when you're not talking about stuff like um, I don't know the Indiana Jones movies, but Air Force One though when I think of like something that's not the franchises, that was one that always comes to mind. Are there any comic books you like? I don't really follow a lot of comic books. Thoughts on Miami Ink. and London Ink. I don't think I ever watched those ones. Have you seen Veronica, directed by Paco Plaza? I don't believe so. Thoughts on James Gunn's Scooby Doo films? I remember when I first saw those. I thought they were really fun. Are you strictly anti-torrenting? If so, are there any movies you just can't find on DVD that you would love to watch? Like if it was something that if I was at a convention, they had like a bootleg of something that has never been released on DVD or Blu-ray, and there's like no chance, then I would get it. But like if there's like I've been to some conventions or I've seen videos of conventions where people sell bootlegs of stuff that you can generally buy anywhere, and that I don't like, that kind of stuff. Watch The Legend of Tarzan on 123 Movies today. Do you use that site on 123 Movies? No, I don't know that one. Did you do an impression of Billy West? Well, I can't really do Billy West, but I can sort of do Roger Klotz. He's like, hey, funny, suck my nematode, funny. It's sort of Billy West. Employee of the month reminds me of Wild Things with Matt Damon. Do you mean there's two different employee of the month? There was one that had like a cover with a guy who had a bag on his head, and then there was the one that was the one that was set in a Costco with Dane Cook and Jessica Simpson. I'm considering getting Killer Robots movie you were in. Oh yeah, that's a fun movie. And that if you like me, like that was like one of the first times I ever did a thing all on green screens. Do you like shopping at Safeway? There's no Safeways out here. I did in Maryland though. I went there. They Live 4K got pushed back into January from Scream Factory. Oh, I didn't know that. Thoughts on Fellow Americans with Dan Aykroyd and James Garner? I remember liking that. I remember like that was like a voting and there was like voting fraud and stuff like that in it. Thanks for your weekly wholesome videos all the years. The unmentionable one was joking with Luna and also started an OnlyFans. I'm appalled. No, I know. I saw some of that. I just finished watching Cobra Kai. I'm surprised just how good it is. Have you seen it? Yeah, I watched some of the first season. It was very good though. What is your favorite movie in the Alien franchise? I love the first movie, but I also really love I really like all of them. But for some reason I love the third movie just because it's so strange. But you have to watch the extended like director's cut version though. That's a way better version. The two fat ladies did talk funny. No, they had like their own. They kind of like sometimes mumble to each other. The two fat ladies, and like, they would kind of like because I guess they knew each other for so long. They would kind of just like be like saying weird stuff, kind of like quickly to each other, like what is my for this? And I was like, I don't know. I just love that though. What are your thoughts on the two Deuce Bigelow films? I love the first one. The second one wasn't that great though. Will 4K be the last video format? I believe so. From what people are saying, I know there's going to be 8K and I think they're starting to be 8K TVs, but I don't think they're ever release them on discs. I don't think so. Did you get Adaption from Shout Factory? Yeah, I talked about that one. I think maybe like a week back. Do you really like Wiggly Harris from Giuseppe Andrews? No, that was a great movie. What do you normally eat throughout the week? Do you have set meals? Like we sort of do. Like on Tuesdays, it's like Taco Tuesdays, so we have like that. Sometimes we make like spaghetti and I use like that Gardein like veggie crumbles meat stuff on it. I do that sometimes like on Mondays, and then like sometimes I just have like a baked potato and like beans and like those veggie hot dogs mixed in it. Like it's sort of like always kind of like the same type of stuff. Sometimes I get those bag salads. There's one that's like sort of like a taco salad type one. So it's like I sort of like kind of eat the same stuff throughout the week for the most part. Um, Thoughts on Silver Streak with Richard Pryor? I haven't watched that in forever, but I remember that being good. What video can I hear you the whole story about the chalk? Oh yeah, the chalk one, Burke. That was like there was a teacher of mine They didn't like math class. I remember like I wasn't paying very good attention, and he like tried to get my attention. He threw a piece of chalk and it hit me in the eye, and it was like a weird like whole cover up thing too. Because the one teacher in the class, like the teacher's assistant in there, because I was in like classes when I had like an assistant that helped me because I was like terrible in school and I had like learning disabilities and all sorts of things. But she was basically like, "No, Sean, it would be best if you don't tell your parents about this. I just like let this go." And I'm thinking like she's telling me not to tell what he did. Of course, I went home and told. I want to know what will come from Scream Factory next, 4K wise. I don't know. I haven't heard anything new. Do you have any? Do you have or become friendly? Do you or have you become friendly with people who work in stores that you go to every Tuesday? There's like people that I kind of see a lot. Like when I was taking the thumbnail picture in Best Buy for showing the Friday the 13th set. Like the guy saw me filming, and I said, "Oh, I was just like taking pictures." "Oh no, I know you do videos of this stuff. I don't care." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool, thanks." But so there's some people that I kind of see a lot, and like usually like it's if food places if I bring food back, like I go to Chipotle every week for my brother, so like I see people there. So like there's people like that you see and talk to a lot. Like in the yogurt place, there's one person at the yogurt place that gives me the yogurt free every time, so that's kind of cool. Just because I've just known them so long. But I'm usually, for some reason, people like to give me free yogurt at the Menchie's. I don't know why. They always have. This one girl there that left, but she used to always give it to me just for no reason. She just said, "Here you go." What's a movie that truly scares you? Mine is The Exorcist or The Entity with Barbara Hershey. No, I think Session 9, like I've talked about a lot, really creeped me out. Thoughts on The Hunt for Red October? I don't know if I ever watched that. In your opinion, Sean, which Zombieland was better? I think the first one. I still like the newest one, but I think the first one. Um, what is your favorite horror movie you like to watch? Probably Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead are ones I watch a lot. My local theater closed last week, Cineworld. Got to see Rocky 1 through 6. That's the one thing that was cool though, is the theaters that have opened have been playing like older films and stuff. They really don't play much at all, like some lesser known stuff, because you don't really see like the later Rocky movies and stuff like that. You see like the first one, but not like the later one. So that's kind of cool though, that kind of stuff. Thoughts on Dexter coming back? No, I had heard that. I'll definitely look at it though. I watched that show up until the one character that was a cop got killed, and then I kind of was so mad because I liked that actor in the show. Then I stopped watching it. Biggest movie you've been in? Probably the Sci-Fi Channel ones, and then Dead Ant were probably like some of the bigger ones. Do you have any movies you think are great but low ratings? I like so many things that are like considered bad. You know what I mean? Like I'm those kind of people that so often like I look up on Rotten Tomatoes after I go, "Oh, that was a great movie," and then I see bad reviews on it. So there's just so many things like that. Have you seen Marvel Man Thing? I don't think so. What's your favorite Halloween movie in the series? I was talking about that earlier. I really like the third one because like I feel like that's a movie you can really watch a lot, and it really has a real Halloween kind of vibe. Amazon always sends me damaged goods. I used to have that happen a lot with ups, like the cases would get cracked and stuff like that. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to watch Mortuary on Shudder with Clancy Brown. Yeah, was that the one with Bill Paxton was in it? Did you ever see the film Alien Intruder with Billy D. Williams? Alien Intruder? No, I've never seen that. How's the new Motel Hell? I haven't relooked at the transfer on it, but I was really glad to find that steelbook in stores. Thoughts on Natural Born Killers? That's a movie that I always remember too. When I was in middle school, there's a cop that came into school and he's like, "Now I'm going to warn all of you kids about this movie that is very, very adult oriented. It's very bad, very violent. And you should never ever watch it. It's called Natural Born Killers. And I'm telling you, do not rent this movie. Do not watch it." You know what I did that day? I said to my parents, I said, "We got to go to Blockbuster if you don't mind." And I rented Natural Born Killers that night. So it's kind of like if you're like you never tell kids or something like that, "Don't watch this. This movie's terrible," because it makes you want to watch it. Um, but I always loved that movie. Um, Loved you on the Extra Reaches podcast. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look that up. What do you think about Warner Archive? I like Warner Archive because Warner Archive has put out a lot of stuff that I've been hoping will come out. They put out like Bad Ronald, and they put out a lot of cool TV series and stuff like that. What computer do you use? I've always used Apple, so I have a Mac and everything. Have you ever retold regretted spending so much on your movie collection? Not really, because I don't really buy a lot of other things. Have you watched The Biggest Loser? I never really watched that show. Did you go to Dollar Tree this week? No, I haven't been this week. Chauncey streaming during the day. Thank you, dude. I could actually make this one. Well, thanks so much for coming on here. Have you ever seen the movie? I don't know. 8K is not really 8K yet. Yeah, I don't think because not everything is even shooting in 8K. Because like even some of the movies that I've done, some of them are shooting in 6K. But there's not a whole lot that can be done with 6K yet, though. Are you excited about the new Batman coming in 2021? No, I can't wait to see that one. What do you think about the Night Professor films from 1996 and 2000? Those are hilarious movies. Like, and I can't believe too, when you read that they almost didn't have the dinner table scene in the original Night Professor. They almost cut that out. I'm thinking like, man, that was like the best scene in the whole movie. You know, those scenes. But even there's so many great lines in that, like "Clump in charge, yes I can." I love those movies, and especially to me, because I was always very heavy, and like that to me, I saw that as kind of like a positive movie for heavy people in a sense, even though it had negativities to it. It was just kind of cool to see a heavy character. I don't know. I always like identified with movies like that. And then you always wish though, when I was that size, when I was that heavy, I kind of wished that I wasn't heavy. And you kind of imagine what it would have been like. So it was like kind of like a fantasy at the time to me, like oh yeah, like not being heavy. Favorite '80s cartoon. The one that I always think of is like Care Bears and Popples and some of those ones that I really remember, like really watching as a kid. And I also like Rude Dog and the Dweebs. That was one I loved. Let's see. Did you watch Africa Adeo and Tom Godfather of Mondo? I don't know those ones. Will you vote? Yes or no? Not asking for. No, I didn't really talk about like political stuff. I remember you talking about the chalk story. Yeah, I've talked about that a lot throughout the years. What is the Blu-rays that is behind the wall? Well, those are actually just the reaction figures. I don't have any movies in the room. Thoughts on the iPhone 12? I haven't got a new iPhone in years. I need to update it at some point though. So when are we going to see the doing a dating skit again, like you did for Don's date? I don't know, Rick. I don't know if I ever do something like that again. How's your overall health these days? It's been a long time since you had surgery. I'm just wondering. Yeah, I haven't had any like stomach problems or anything after having the gallbladder surgery. The only thing that I have nowadays, it's kind of a pain in the ass, is I sometimes have back problems. Like if I turn or lift anything really heavy, like I can't lift really, really heavy stuff. And it's all kind of the damage of being as heavy as I was that kind of messed up my back and that kind of stuff. Um, any of you guys who are on here now, I'll probably be on here for maybe like 10 more minutes. So if you guys have any last minute questions, feel free to ask. If you guys have any last minute super chat questions, feel free to ask anything on there. Or if you guys have any weird requests or anything like that. Favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre? I would say part two. I love that one. Doctor Who was still showing episodes, which I discovered that last week when I was switching channels. No, Doctor Who's been on forever. No, Bill Paxton isn't in Mortuary. It's a new anthology. Oh, it's a new movie. Okay, yeah, and I didn't know there was a new one called Mortuary. We'll have to look at that one. Did Sean say ups instead of ups? What do you mean? Ups instead of ups? UPS ups. What has Dweebo been up to? No, he's been doing good. Everything's been fine with him. He just doesn't really get in the videos anymore, though. Let's see. Did you see Funeral Home? Here's why Michael B. Jordan is producing Static Shock live action. Oh, that's cool. And I see a $2 super chat here from Ryan's Treasures. And thanks so much, Ryan. Ryan's Treasures for the $2 super chat. And Ryan said, "Hey Sean, have you met Jody Benson?" Let me see. What was Jody Benson again? Jody Benson. I know the name. I'm trying to figure out. Jody Benson. Oh, was from The Little Mermaid. Voiced Ariel. No, I never met her. I feel like she was at though. One of the years that I was at the Disney D23 convention, I feel like she was there signing or something like that. But I know I didn't meet her though. But thanks so much, Ryan's Treasures, for the $2 super chat. Do you remember the Natural Born Killers came up in school when the cop talked about it? Yeah, and I was talking about that earlier. Thoughts on Feast? I love the Feast trilogy. Have you watched Black Coat's Daughter? Yeah, that was actually too by Anthony Perkins' son was the director of that. But I like that movie. The director also did the Gretel and Hansel movie, and Black Coat's Daughter was also in other countries called February. That was actually a very cool movie. Some animes you watch, I've never really followed anime. Like my brother knows a lot of animes, but I don't know a lot at all. When are you visiting Central America? I've never been to Central America. What are your thoughts on Craft Legacy coming October 28th? I'll definitely check it out though. Do you like the Japanese horror film The Eye and the Eye 2 and 3? I've seen the first Eye, but I don't know for sure if I've seen the sequels. Which would you rather watch back to back, Terminator and Terminator 2, or Die Hard and Die Hard 3? I would say probably Terminator and Terminator 2. Have you seen Savage Streets? Yes, I have seen that one. You can never have too many movies. No, I agree. Um, let's see. What are your thoughts on the movie 8 Mile with Eminem and Kim Basinger? That's one I don't I think I watched it back in the day, but I don't know if I actually did. Any tips for getting that initial spark for losing the weight? Every time I tried, I always stop and watch, and it gets frustrating. It's kind of about finding the habit of it. I mean, you kind of have to like, once you kind of like stick to a plan and you do it for like a week or so, you kind of get in a habit of it. And that's kind of what I found. So if you're gonna like count calories or something, go, okay, I'm only gonna eat 1,500 a day, or I'm only gonna eat 2,000. Once you kind of have that plan and you start doing it, to me, it kind of makes it easier. Once you kind of get on the habit of doing it, and kind of like you plan out exactly what you're gonna eat and that kind of stuff, and it makes it easier as opposed to kind of going at it blind and not kind of really. Oh, you kind of have to almost overthink it a little bit. What's the most you can lift without being in pain? Well, I don't like lifting much. Like I'm really careful. But like anything like that's like probably over like 30 pounds or whatever, I just have to be very, very careful. Um, did you see that? And I think my back got kind of messed up a little bit more too, sitting down on the plane so long, too. She used to come to D23 Expo. Hopefully one day you can get to meet her. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought she had gone to some of the D23 conventions. I like your YouTube channel. Well, thanks so much. I enjoy your old videos. Seems like you cracked a lot of jokes back then. Yeah, I made some more like weird jokes. I do occasionally, but I try though and like keep the stuff as like a little bit more serious for the most part. Just because too, I review for like the companies and stuff like that too, so I don't want to be talking weird stuff. You know what I mean? Um, did you know Tobey Maguire might return in Spider-Man? No, I've heard that. I thought that'd be amazing. Favorite Harvey Keitel film? It's not his best movie, but my favorite one of his to watch is definitely Dusk Till Dawn. Thoughts on Larry the Cable Guy, Get Her Done? I've seen the movie, Larry the Cable Guy Health Inspector, and I used to watch that one thing, Larry the Cable Guy, Only in America, and I kind of like that one. Rest in peace to Lucy Ball's great granddaughter who passed away, which has kind of surprised me that I never knew she had a great granddaughter. No, I didn't know that either. I know she had her son, Ricky, little Ricky. Do you play video games, Nintendo Entertainment System, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Street? Yeah, I played those ones. 8 Mile was on your list of worst movies years ago. You see, I don't know if I really watched it though. You know what I mean? I might have watched a few minutes of it and didn't like it. That's why I don't know. The thing about Natural Born Killers around that time was because of the Columbine Massacre. It was their favorite film, and they cited it a lot. So maybe that was when they were talking about it, but I don't know if that's when it was. I don't know. I don't know for sure. Thoughts on Celtic Pride? Yeah, Celtic Pride with Damon Wayans and Dan Aykroyd. I like that movie. And that was a very fun movie that you kind of feel like hardly anyone saw. Favorite David Lynch movie? I talked about that earlier, but probably Wild at Heart. Lifting. Someone said lifting farts, fish or dogs. Well, I would say dogs. Do you remember the talking doll of Beetlejuice? Yeah, I think I had that one. Have you seen every episode of Rick and Morty? No, I have not seen all the episodes. Which movies in your Saw franchise do you like the most? I'd say the first one, and then the first and second one I really liked, and I also like Jigsaw a lot. What do you think about Shutter Island? Shutter Island was a very cool movie. I got the 4K of that one a little while back. Have you played Alien Isolation? No, I've never played that game. What do you think about Punked TV show? I think they brought Punked back to that weird streaming app that hardly anyone got called QB, I believe. But the one with Ashton Kutcher, though, I watched that one all the time back in the day. What's your opinion on The Room? Ever met the cast of the movie? Yeah, I saw Tommy Wiseau a couple times at some conventions and stuff like that. And I like the Disaster Artist movie, too, about it. What was the worst customer service experience when you worked at the movies? Well, I had some bad stuff like when people would get mad about certain things or something, like if there was like a problem with the film, they'd come and yell at me about it, or something, or people would get really pissed off about prices of things, and then stuff when there's nothing you can control about it. So I remember like this one woman getting really angry about something. I don't even know what it was about, but she was like having this like total like meltdown. I wish I could remember exactly what it was though. What do you think about Stray Killer Cats? I don't know that one. Thoughts on the Shrek movies? I enjoy those movies. I didn't really see like some of the last ones, but the first two I remember really liking. Have you watched Hubie Halloween? I did. I talked about that in some of my video on Tuesday, but I really liked that one. The Syphil and Ollie show. Did you really like it? I don't remember that very well. Are you going to be getting the Flintstones complete series? Oh, I actually got a copy of that, Ryan, to review. So I'll be showing that one on Tuesday. I'll show like a look inside the set and all that kind of stuff. But they look great though, the episodes. What's your opinion on Smallville? I'm at season 3. I never watched that one. That's a show that I need to watch. Have you watched Hotel Hell? Oh, is that the one with Gordon Ramsay when he was going and like looking at the motel, and then the one guy was like, Gordon wants lunch, and the guy's like, what am I supposed to do with that information? I think that's what that was. But I do remember watching that one. And also, I want to say thank you, though, for Eric Perry for becoming a member of the channel. He became the member of the channel. So thanks so much, Eric, for becoming a member of the channel and supporting the videos. But anyway, though, guys, I've been on here now for an hour and a half, and I will be live, though, tomorrow evening as well. So definitely stay tuned for that. Late tomorrow night on Sunday, because like I said, I was doing one today too, because I won't be doing any next weekend because I'm gonna be away in Texas then. But thanks so much, guys, you guys who have come on here, and definitely, guys, check out the links below if you guys get a chance, and you guys can find out about some of the upcoming films I'm gonna be in, like the Terrortunes 4, which has like a pre-order for the Blu-ray, and then there's like the one I was talking about earlier, Christmas Slasher with Dee Wallace, who's now been cast in the film. And there's even a perk in there to act with her, too, that they just added on there, too. But anyway, though, guys, thanks so much for watching and subscribing, guys, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.